how to use the Spanish demonstratives. So we've got the words in English, this, that, these, and those. The English language only has 4 words. In Spanish, we have a few more because of that gender, masculine or feminine, and then the plurals. So the Spanish demonstratives are divided into 3 different groups: first, second, and third degree of distance. When we talk about distance, we talk about distance in time and in space. And we are going to be diving into that a little bit farther when we see the examples. So we've got first, second, and third degree of distance in relation to ourselves. For example, we're going to take the example, we will be the subject, and where we can talk about where things are depending on where we are positioned at this present moment. So we've got the singular and the plural, we've got our masculine and feminine, and we also have a few neutral words that are going to allow us to talk about things when we do not know what the gender is, as well as the adverbs of positioning. So how do you say here, there, and over there in Spanish to allow you to say, for example, the phrase, this book is here, or that tree is there, or that house is over there. So that's what we're going to be learning with these next few slides. So for the first degree of distance, the word this in English, we've got the singular masculine, singular feminine, and then the plural masculine and plural feminine. Este, esta, estos, estas. Second degree of distance, this will be the equivalent of that. Ese, esa, esos, esas. Third degree of distance, that would be the equivalent of these or those. Aquel, aquella, aquellos, and aquellas. So if we're talking about something that is very close to us, that is within our reach, is in our sight, and we can touch it and see it, that will be your first degree of distance. So like, for example, this microphone is here. And if we were talking about something that is on the second degree of distance, is something that we can see, but is not within reach. So it could be a shelf of books that is in the room, but you are not within reach of them, but you can see them. So you can locate them and you can say where they are. And third degree of distance is when you are talking about something that is far away from you. It could even be something that you cannot see. Like, for example, those houses down the street, those houses over there are big. So in that case, you will be using the third degree of distance, and then you would be matching with in gender and number with the noun that you are talking about. We've got the neutrals when we don't know what the subject of the or the gender of the subject is. For example, in English, we could say the expression, this is great. So we don't really know what the gender of the great thing is, and it doesn't really matter. So in this case, in Spanish, you'll be using your neutral and say, esto es genial. Same thing with second degree. That is great. Eso es genial. Or third degree of distance. That is great as well, but it's a little bit farther down in relation to with the Spanish language. You would say aquello es genial. And then the adverbs of place would allow you to say where exactly things are. Like we've got the words, the adverb here, which in Spanish is aquí or acá. So we've got 2 in Spanish from Spain, so Castilian Spanish, the more widespread word that we use, the commonplace colloquial one is aquí. Acá is more South American Spanish, and I have only included it in there because you may come across it. So know what the difference is, and whether in Spanish from Spain Spanish people would not really, they would understand the word acá, but they would not acknowledge it because the word that we use is aquí. To say the word there, we use ahí. And notice that we have the H in between those two vowels, and the H in Spanish is silent. And then to say over there, so it's even farther, we've got allí and we've got allá. Let's see a few examples on how this first, second, and third degree of distance would work in space and in time. So on the left-hand side of this slide, we've got the first degree of distance. It is within reach. You can see it and you can touch it. For example, este gato está aquí. This cat is here. Second degree of distance, you may be able to see it, you probably can, but it isn't within reach to touch. Ese gato está ahí. That cat is there. Or a second example, esa mujer es guapa. That woman is beautiful. In relation to the man who is looking to a lady that is passing by on the other side of the street, for example. Third degree of distance, you may or you may not be able to see it. Aquel gato está allí. That cat is over there, far away from us. Or in third degree of distance in space, an example could be aquel día comí pizza. That day I ate pizza. Let's see a few more examples about how we use the Spanish demonstratives. Este gato está aquí. This cat is here. Este gato es gris. This cat is gray. Este gato se llama Oscar. The name of this cat is Oscar. Esa niña está ahí. That girl is there. Esa niña es pequeña. That girl is little. Esa niña tiene un globo amarillo. That girl has a yellow balloon. Aquellas casas están allí. Those houses are over there. Aquellas casas son caras. Those houses are expensive. Aquellas casas están al lado de la carretera. Those houses are next to the road. How do we pull all of this information together, the possessives, the prepositions, and the demonstratives in Spanish when we are talking? So let's have a look at a good example here with this infographic. ¿Dónde está mi portátil? Where is my laptop? So take a few seconds to familiarize with the infographic and the objects that you can see there. Where is my laptop? ¿Dónde está mi portátil? Mi portátil verde está delante de la caja. My green laptop is in front of the box. Tus zapatillas azules están detrás de la silla roja. Your blue slippers are behind the red chair. Esa lámpara blanca está entre el sofá y la estantería. That white lamp is between the sofa and the shelf. Ese cuadro gris está sobre la caja. That gray painting is above the box. Mi perro Poppy está encima del sillón. My pet Poppy is on the armchair. Tu gata blanca está debajo de la mesa. Your white cat is underneath the table. Aquel paraguas verde está al lado del sofá. That green umbrella is next to the sofa.